Oh, greetings, friends. Always a pleasure to see new faces in the congregation. Welcome to St. Canice's Cathedral. Please, let me introduce myself. My name is Richard Ledrede. I became a Franciscan deacon in the year 1297 and was appointed Bishop of Ossory in the year 1317 by Pope John the 22nd. I trained in Surrey in England and Avignon, France. I knew very little about Kilkenny, or the Diocese of Ossory for that matter, when I was appointed. But when I first stood in this beautiful church, I knew that this was the place where my life's work would be done. Did you know that Christians have been worshipping here for some 1,500 years? The round tower that stands next to this building was there for 1,200 years. And this cathedral, as you see it today, was built 800 years ago and is the second largest cathedral in Ireland. When I came here first, there was much work to be done. The roof needed to be lined with lead. I saw to that. The masonry needed maintaining. I looked after that. The windows needed replacing. And I arranged for the construction of a marvelous stained glass window depicting the life of our Lord Jesus Christ, the replica of which you can see over the sanctuary. Oliver Cromwell destroyed the original. I did all this and ministered to my flock. I even wrote a collection of 60 hymns, all in Latin, and recently reproduced in 1975. They were published in a book called The Red Book of Ossory. Let me show you. See, the Latin hymns of Richard Ledrede. But is that why people remember the name of Bishop Richard Ledrede? Sadly, no. The reason they remember me is because of that woman. You know the one. Dame Alice Kittler, the witch. Oh, and she was a witch, of that I am certain. She had 4 husbands, all died suspicious deaths. At least the last man was convinced he had been poisoned. He told his children as much before he died. And this Dame Alice used to have dealings with all kinds of demons and devils. She was seen out at night in the street with her broom, sweeping everything towards her door and chanting, "To the house of William Outlaw, my son, hie all the wealth of Kilkenny town." If that is not witchcraft, then what is? And how could she have escaped from justice if she had not bewitched half the men in the city? It's true. The very men who should have been handing her over to the law were the ones who helped her to escape to England. Dame Alice might have escaped me, but I still had her friend, her servant Petronilla of Meath. I found her guilty of witchcraft, which is a crime of heresy. I condemned her to be cleansed by fire in the marketplace below us here in Irishtown. It is no surprise that since her execution in 1324, it became common practice for those guilty of witchcraft throughout Europe and America to be executed in this manner for centuries to follow. Some may even say I was quite the trendsetter back then, pioneering execution by fire. My nemesis, Archbishop Bicknell, certainly did not agree with me. He even had me imprisoned and exiled for most of his episcopate. After his death, I returned to Kilkenny and had the bishop's palace built as my home. I survived the dreadful Black Death, or bubonic plague, which hit Kilkenny with devastating effect, killing half the population. Times were hard then, but people found great comfort in God. I lived until 1360 and am still to date the longest-serving Bishop of Ossory. My effigy lies to the left of the sanctuary and shows me in full pontifical dress. Notice I still have my friar's sandals on. I never forgot my origins. The next time you see me, you might not recognize me, as I dress differently for service. with my mitre on and crosier in my hand. These clothes are for my day-to-day activities in the cathedral. But enough about me. Enjoy the rest of your tour in this magnificent medieval cathedral. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my work.